Top 5 upcoming super luxury cars of the future. If you love insane cars, this is the one video you can't skip. Enthusiast targeted. Because in the next few minutes, I'm taking you on a VIP tour of the top 5 most jaw-dropping luxury machines. Either just launched or about to arrive. These are the cars that collectors fight over, that redefine what luxury even means. Hybrids, pure EV monsters, and limited-run hypercars that cost as much as a house. I've pulled the freshest reveals and the buzziest upcoming launches into one list, so you don't have to chase press releases. Stick around, and I'll show you which ones are actually worth the hype, which are purely spectacle, and which of these would actually belong in your dream garage, starting right now. Stop scrolling, because what I'm about to say is going to blow your mind. Seriously, the stuff you're about to hear is absolutely crazy. Car lovers, get ready, because Porsche just dropped a bombshell. Meet the Porsche Mission X, an all-electric hypercar concept that looks like it was sent straight from the future. Now here's the kicker. Porsche says this thing is aiming for a 1-to-1 power-to-weight ratio. Translation? That's nearly 1 horsepower for every single kilogram it weighs. We're talking about performance so extreme, Porsche wants it to become the fastest road-legal car ever to lap the Nürburgring. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just another EV. This is Porsche rewriting the rulebook on hypercars. So stick around, because in this video, we're breaking down exactly what makes the Mission X such a mind-blowing machine, from its design to its insane performance goals, and why it could change the future of Porsche forever. Mission X isn't just some random prototype that Porsche whipped up for fun. It's part of a much bigger story. Porsche has a history of building hypercars that define entire eras. Think about the 959, which was years ahead of its time with advanced all-wheel drive. Then came the Carrera GT, which is still considered one of the greatest analog supercars ever. And of course, the 918 Spider, a hybrid monster that once held the Nürburgring record. Now Porsche is celebrating 75 years of sports car excellence, and instead of looking back, they're looking forward. That's why the Mission X exists. Porsche's CEO even said it picks up the torch of iconic sports cars of decades past. And the fact they unveiled it at the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart on June 8, 2023, their official anniversary, tells you everything. This isn't just a concept, it's a statement of intent. Car overview and concept. So what exactly is the Mission X? Simply put, it's Porsche's vision of the ultimate all-electric hypercar. Right now, it's not a production model. It's a concept, or as Porsche calls it, a design study. They revealed it during their anniversary event in 2023, and their stated goal is bold, to make it the fastest road car around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Porsche also describes it as a technology beacon, meaning the innovations inside will eventually trickle down to future models. Realistically, if it does go into production, we're probably not going to see it before 2027 or later. But make no mistake, this car is Porsche's loudest signal yet that the future of extreme performance is electric. Exterior design. Now let's talk looks, because this car is jaw-dropping. The Mission X sits impossibly low, under 48 inches tall, and stretches about 177 inches long and nearly 79 inches wide. From the side, it almost floats above the ground, like a hovercraft sculpted for speed. The most striking feature? That glass bubble roof that curves over the cabin, giving it a fighter jet vibe. And those doors, absolute showstoppers. They swing forward and upward in a Le Mans style, directly inspired by Porsche's legendary 917 race car. The paint is another highlight. Porsche gave it a special finish called Rocket Metallic, a bronze-like shimmer that changes with the light. Below the beltline, the panels are exposed carbon fiber in a satin finish, giving it both a futuristic and raw motorsport look. The wheels are another masterpiece. 20-inch in front, 21-inch in the rear, with turbine-like fins that help cool the brakes. It's part spaceship, part race car, and 100% Porsche. Interior, cockpit. Step inside and it's pure racing DNA. The cockpit is driver-focused to the extreme. You don't move the seat to get comfortable. You move the pedals to you. just like in a proper race car. The seats themselves are slim carbon bucket shells with 6-point harnesses, locking you in place. Porsche also did something clever with the colors. The driver's side is finished in Kalahari gray, while the passenger seat is Andalusia brown. It's a visual cue that, in this car, the driver is king. The steering wheel is inspired by Porsche's GT race cars, flat on the top, loaded with mode switches and paddle shifters. The digital cluster in front of you can transform. It shows classic analog-style gauges for cruising, or switches to a full-screen track map in track mode. Even the mirrors are futuristic, replaced by tiny digital displays that project camera feeds. And sitting proudly on the dash, a removable analog stopwatch, a nod to Porsche's motorsport heritage. High-tech meets tradition, in the most Porsche way possible. Powertrain and performance. All right, let's talk numbers, because this is where Mission X gets insane. Porsche is targeting a 1 horsepower per kilogram ratio. If the car weighs around 1,000 kilos, that means 1,000 horsepower. That puts it on par with the most extreme hypercars on the planet. It uses 4 electric motors, 1 for each wheel, with a central battery pack positioned behind the seats in a layout Porsche calls E-Core. This gives it perfect balance, similar to a mid-engine supercar. Charging is just as impressive. Thanks to a 900-volt system, it can charge twice as fast as the Taycan Turbo S, meaning 10 to 80% in about 10 minutes. But the big headline here? Porsche says the Mission X is engineered to beat every other car around the Nürburgring. The 918 Spiders record was 6 minutes, 57 seconds. Mission X is built to go faster. Add in active aerodynamics that generate more downforce than a 911 GT3 RS, and you've got a machine that could set new benchmarks in performance. Technology and innovation. Beyond raw speed, Mission X is packed with groundbreaking tech. That 900-volt architecture makes ultra-fast charging possible. The E-Core battery layout behind the seats lowers the center of gravity, giving it razor-sharp handling. Inside, the displays adapt depending on how you're driving. Side mirrors are swapped for camera feeds, and there's even wireless phone charging built into the cabin. The body is a mix of lightweight carbon fiber and futuristic materials, including 3D printed seat inserts. Even with all this tech, Porsche emphasizes sustainability, making Mission X a showcase for their vision of e-performance. That's as eco-conscious as it is exhilarating. Production and price outlook. Here's the reality check. The Mission X is still a concept. Porsche hasn't confirmed production, though insiders believe it could arrive by 2027 or later if given the green light. And if it does, expect it to be extremely limited and insanely expensive. We're talking several $1 million, easily in the same territory as cars like the Mercedes-AMG 1 or Bugatti Bolide. So no, you and I probably won't see one at the local dealership anytime soon. This is the kind of machine destined for the garages of collectors with deep pockets. But for the rest of us, it's still thrilling to know Porsche is pushing boundaries this hard. Conclusion. And there you have it, the Porsche Mission X, a car that's equal parts futuristic design, insane performance goals, and cutting-edge technology. It's Porsche's vision of what the ultimate electric hypercar should be. And honestly, it might just reset the standard if it ever hits the road. So what do you think? Is this the car that finally proves electric hypercars can outshine gas-powered legends? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around, because we've got plenty more automotive insanity coming your way. Stop what you're doing. This one's wild. Mercedes-AMG just dropped a concept that's basically a performance mic drop, the GT XX. A tri-motor electric super GT, pushing over 1,300 horsepower, capable of 224 plus miles per hour, and designed to charge and keep hammering for hours. I know it sounds like hype, but AMG didn't just sketch this. They tested it, pushed charging and endurance tech to limits, and built a real engineering statement. This isn't vaporware. It's a peek at how fast and relentless performance EVs could really be. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the design secrets, the motor and battery wizardry, the mad test runs AMG did, and what of this actually matters for you. Trust me, you'll want to see every detail. Quick context. AMG made its name with booming V8s and race-bred muscle. For decades, that sound was the AMG signature. Now AMG is saying, we'll keep the emotion, but the engine will change. The GTXX is their loudest message. A technology lab showing how AMG's performance DNA moves into the electric era. Think of this car as AMG's performance beta test for the next generation of road cars. Exterior design breakdown. First, the looks. The GT20 isn't a four-door sedan. It's a long, low, sculpted 2+2 Super GT. The profile is slammed, the hips are wide, and the canopy-style roof gives it that fighter jet silhouette. Look for aggressive front splitters, deep side blades, and a large active rear wing. Everything is designed to either cut drag or generate downforce at high speed. Little details, wheel vents, sharp LED signatures, and aerodynamic flaps tell the same story. Form follows function, and the function is pure speed. Interior and cockpit. Inside, AMG kept it driver first. Seats are snug and supportive. The wheel is compact and race-inspired. The driver cluster flips between classic gauge layouts and full-track telemetry. AMG didn't turn the cockpit into a tablet farm. There's purpose here. Tactile buttons, clear race modes, and a connection to the car's behavior. Oh, and a detail fans will love. AMG engineers created sound profiles to preserve the emotional V8 feeling, even though the drive is electric. It's tech with soul, not just screens. Powertrain, motors, battery, and architecture. Now, the guts. The GT20 uses a tri-motor layout. One motor at the front, two at the rear. These aren't ordinary motors. They're compact axial flux machines. In plain English, axial flux motors are like pancake motors, very power-dense for their size. Put them together, and AMG's peak figure is roughly 1,341 horsepower. That power couples to advanced torque vectoring systems, meaning the car can distribute torque to each wheel separately for cornering and control. The battery is equally important. AMG used a direct-cooled pack. Oil flows near the cells to pull heat away far more effectively than air cooling. That allows the battery to deliver huge power repeatedly without overheating. Why this matters? High peak power is one thing, but delivering it over and over at speed without thermal fade is what separates headlines from real track performance. Charging and thermal tech. AMG also pushed the charging frontier. In prototype tests, they hit megawatt-class charging peaks. Think hundreds of kilowatts up toward 1,000. In test conditions, that translated to adding massive range in just minutes. Important reality check. Those were prototype setups with heavy-duty chargers and carefully controlled environments. But the takeaway is clear. The battery cooling technology here is a breakthrough that will enable much faster, more repeatable charging in future production cars. Performance claims and real-world tests. AMG claims 0 to 62 miles per hour in well under 2.5 seconds, and a top speed north of 224 miles per hour. But beyond sprint numbers, AMG used the GT20 to perform endurance demonstrations, sustained high-speed miles, and long runs at high average speeds. One headline demo ran thousands of miles in continuous high-speed testing. That's what they wanted to prove. This isn't a one-lap wonder. The hardware can sustain extreme performance. Driving experience. Since there aren't widespread production test drives, we rely on reported prototype impressions and what the tech promises. Imagine this: launch mode, instant torque, you're pinned into the seat, but the car feels planted. Torque vectoring keeps it balanced, and the active arrow presses you into the road. You won't hear a V8, but the engineered soundscape, the rapid throttle response, and the precision steering all give you the emotional punch AMG drivers expect. It's quiet outside, brutal on acceleration inside. Safety, cooling, and durability tech. Underpinning all this is safety and durability engineering. The direct cell cooling reduces thermal runaway risk, Motors and inverters are designed with robust thermal paths. Structurally, the car uses modern crash energy management, so that all this power has a safe chassis and restraint system to match. Bottom line, AMG isn't sacrificing safety for speed. They engineered both together. Production and timeline. Reality check. You probably won't buy a GT20 showroom car, but AMG has been clear. Many of the technologies, the axial flux motor architecture, the AMG.EA platform elements, and the advanced battery cooling, are destined for production AMGs in the coming years. Expect to see the earliest versions of this tech in high-end AMGs around 2026 onward, with trickle-down over the next few model cycles. Competitors and positioning. Where does GTXX sit in the market? It's AMG's answer to the very top of electric performance, competing conceptually with cars like the Porsche Taycan Turbo S lineage, high-performance Lucid models, and the aspirational Tesla Roadster. Compared head-to-head, AMG's edge is continuous thermal performance and charging ambition. Rivals may have delivery networks or software maturity, but AMG just showed they can match raw engineering horsepower and endurance. Final verdict. So what's the verdict? The GT20 is less a single car and more a clear signal from AMG. Electric performance can keep the soul of AMG, the drama, the sound, the relentless pace, while introducing new tech that solves the big EV problems: repeated power, fast charging, and thermal stability. If even half of this concept's tech lands in production AMGs, Mercedes-AMG just rewrote the playbook for electric performance. If you loved this breakdown, smash the like button and subscribe. I'll be covering the first production AMG.EA cars the moment they arrive. Want a deep dive comparing the GT20 tech to the Taycan or Lucid? Tell me which car in the comments, and I'll make that next. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Stop. Bentley just dropped the EXP15, and it's not another pretty show car. It's a statement about where ultra-luxury is headed in the electric age. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the design moves that scream Bentley, yet feel completely new. The tech that Bentley thinks will change how we use luxury cars. And the one practical thing they absolutely must get right if this ever becomes real. Stick around. By the end, you'll know whether this is fantasy chrome or a real preview of the next Bentley you might actually buy. The EXP15 is presented as a design study, a clean sheet to test styling, materials, and tech. But Bentley's concepts always do more than look pretty. They telegraph the brand's direction. This isn't a replacement for the Continental or the Bentayga today. It's a forward-looking preview that sits squarely on Bentley's Beyond 100 plan to be a fully electric luxury brand. Think of this as Bentley sketching its future language, the shapes, the materials, and the tech that may filter down across future models. Exterior design and aerodynamics. From the front, Bentley keeps a recognizably regal face but strips it down for the EV era. The grille becomes a sealed, jewel-like element. The lighting is crystal cut and sculptural, and the whole nose is optimized for airflow rather than radiator cooling. The silhouette is long and low with a fastback rear that suggests grand touring pace. Details like turbine-style aerodynamic wheels and active aero elements aren't just style. They're about squeezing efficiency from luxury proportions. In short, the EXP15 looks like a Grand Tourer reimagined for range and silence. Interior and user experience. Step inside, and the EXP15 blends heritage materiality with futuristic interfaces. Reclaimed or sustainable leathers and woods married to crystal switchgear and sweeping OLED displays. The layout is more lounge than cockpit, with a focus on effortless interaction, fewer knobs, more context-aware surfaces, an ambient design that changes with the drive mode. But Bentley hasn't abandoned ergonomics. The controls that matter remain tactile, and the concept suggests they're trying to translate handcrafted luxury into an electrified, digital cabin that still feels human. Powertrain and performance. Bentley treats the drivetrain as part of the experience, not just a set of numbers. While concepts rarely publish final power figures, the EXP15's proportions and Bentley's roadmap imply a high-performance dual-motor setup with a range and refinement aimed at grand touring. Enough power for effortless passes and a battery strategy that supports long-range travel rather than short sprints. The key message here is not lap times, but how Bentley wants electric propulsion to feel. Instant, silent, but still deeply planted and refined. Tech and innovation. Technology in the EXP15 is framed as seamless luxury. Anticipate the driver features, advanced connectivity, and an interface that blends heads-up information with ambient cues. Think biometric personalization, predictive route planning that integrates charging with concierge services, and augmented displays that turn the cabin into a curated environment. Bentley positions tech as invisible intimacy. It's there to anticipate and enhance, not distract. Final verdict. The EXP15 isn't just a design exercise. It's Bentley announcing how it thinks luxury should evolve in an electric world. If elements of this car reach production, Bentley's next decade could feel like a thoughtful continuation of its heritage rather than a break. Whether you love every surface or not, the EXP15 gives a clear, confident direction. Bentley intends to be both sustainable and unmistakably Bentley. So, what do you think? Does the EXP15 nail the future of ultra-luxury EVs, or is it too theatrical to be real? Drop your take in the comments and tell me which detail you'd want in the production car. If you want to head-to-head with the Rolls-Royce Spectre next, say the word and I'll make it happen. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Hold up. Forget everything that you know about the speed. Seriously, the Tesla Roadster 2026 has been teased for years as the wild tri-motor supercar that would blow past every production benchmark. But today it's complicated. The car still excites, the claims are insane, and the launch keeps slipping. In this video, I'll cut through the hype. What Tesla actually promised, what's realistic, and why you should care, or not, about reserving one today. The Roadster remains one of the most headline-grabbing concepts out there. Mind-bending performance claims and unique tech. But it's not a sure thing right now. If you want pure spectacle and don't mind uncertainty, follow it closely. If you want a guaranteed hypercar experience, look at proven rivals instead. Tesla originally pitched the Roadster with outrageous numbers. A tri-motor AWD layout, a 0-60 mph time, claimed under 1.9 seconds, and later aspirationally under 1 second with optional packages. A 200 kWh class battery with claimed ranges north of 600 miles, and exotic options like cold gas thrusters. These are concept-level targets and should be treated as aspirational until Tesla ships a production car or gives final spec sheets. Exterior and design cues. Visually, the Roadster concept blends supercar proportions with elegant Tesla minimalism. Low, wide stance, a removable glass roof, and a streamlined silhouette that screams performance. The production car, if and when it arrives, will likely retain the low roofline and dramatic hips, but could be toned down for regulations, visibility, and daily usability. Use the concept visuals for thumbnails, but expect production to be subtly softer. Interior and usability. Tesla's concept hinted at a 4-seat layout, a 2+2, with a driver-focused cockpit and minimal physical switchgear, leaning heavily on Tesla's software UI. If Tesla keeps the ethos, expect spacious front seats, tighter rear seats suitable for occasional passengers, and a highly digital user experience. Great for tech fans, less enticing if you want tactile luxury finishes. Practicality will depend on final packaging and roof design. Powertrain and performance. Tesla's performance claims are jaw-dropping on paper. Multiple motors, massive torque, and launch control that could outpace nearly every production car. But remember two things. Number, Pakian, claims made pre-production often change. And number two, delivering consistent sub-2-second launches in a street-legal car with usable range and cooling is extremely hard. Treat the tri-motor or rocket car talk as high potential, not guaranteed. Range and charging. Tesla once suggested enormous range numbers, tied to a very large battery. However, a 200 kilowatt pack is heavy, expensive, and impacts handling and cost. Real-world range will depend on wheel size, tires, aero, and driving style. And Tesla still needs to balance performance with usable charging behavior. Until Tesla publishes final EPA figures or independent tests, assume optimistic claims will be lower in practice. Tech and wild options. The Roadster conversation has included tech like steer-by-wire, over-the-air updates, and even SpaceX-style cold gas thrusters as an option. OTA updates and advanced driver aids are very plausible. They're Tesla staples. The more exotic hardware, thrusters, extreme battery capacity, are headline grabbers and may stay as concept flourishes or very limited extras, if they appear at all. Production and launch. Here's the reality. Tesla unveiled the Roadster in 2017 and has repeatedly delayed production. Tesla leadership has signaled targets and demos over the years, but the car has not entered mass production, and reservations cancellations continue. Even high-profile reservation holders have pulled out recently. Tesla's own filings and exec comments indicate the project is in design charge development, not guaranteed serial production on a fixed date. That uncertainty is the single biggest risk for anyone banking on a 2026 arrival. Final verdict: if Tesla does deliver the Roadster, price will be premium, likely aimed at collectors and wealthy tech buyers, not mainstream owners. Warranty, serviceability, insurance, and charging access for hypercar performance use are all important. Owning an ultra-fast electric car means higher service insurance costs and specialist support. Don't assume Tesla will undercut traditional hypercar maintenance realities. The Tesla Roadster remains one of the most talked about potential hypercars because of its radical promises, but right now it's a speculative bet. Phenomenal upside if Tesla ships the car close to its claims, significant downside if delivery slips or specs are softened. For a YouTube review angle, cover the hype, clearly state the uncertainties, and give viewers the buy, ignore, watch decision based on risk tolerance. Collectors and speculators may stay interested. General buyers should wait for production confirmation and independent tests. Which angle do you want next? A deep dive on the Roadster's claimed tech, a comparison with established hypercars if Tesla nails the specs, or an explainer on reservation risk and refunds? Tell me in the comments and I'll make the follow-up.
Pause a second. Audi just pulled the cover off the Concept C, and this isn't just a pretty sketch. It's a compact, design-forward EV that's teasing a very different future for Audi. Sharp, city-friendly dimensions, bold lighting signatures, and tech that looks like it wants to make your everyday drive feel premium and effortless. In this video, I'll break down what actually matters, the design moves that will reach production, the tech that could change the cockpit, and whether this concept points to a car you'd want to buy in the next few years. The Audi Concept C is one of the best concept-to-production teasers Audi has shown recently. It nails a compact luxury look with plausible tech, and if Audi keeps the core design and a sensible price, this could be a hit for urban luxury buyers in the US and UK. Stick around, and I'll explain why that matters in real terms. Audi hasn't given full production specs, concepts rarely do, but the Concept C signals a compact EV package, short overhangs, a wheelbase that suggests a roomy interior for the size, and a skateboard battery layout. Expect modest battery sizes relative to full-size luxury EVs, efficient motors tuned for city torque, and fast-charging capability driven by Audi's EV platform roadmaps. Treat the numbers you'll hear in the press as directional. We'll talk real-world implications, not guesswork. Exterior design. The Concept C's exterior is what sells it. A clean, sculpted front with a closed yet intricate grille treatment, a signature light bar that frames the face, and sharp creases that give it a compact but athletic stance. Audi plays with proportions. Taller greenhouse, longer wheelbase, short nose, which hints at a surprisingly roomy cabin. Wheels are aerodynamic but stylish, and the rear is minimal with a focus on lighting and a tidy bumper that screams modern city EV. This is Audi keeping its DNA, cohesive lighting language and surface quality, but scaled down for urban buyers, interior and user experience. Inside, the Concept C leans into a minimalist, highly digital cockpit without losing real-world usability. Expect a horizontal dash with a single sweeping screen or a layered dual display setup, touch zones that fade into premium materials, and physical controls retained for the essentials. Audi's focus here looks to be on comfort and simplicity, a lounge-like feel, intuitive HMI, and smart storage solutions. For US-UK buyers, this means a car that feels upscale in the city. Premium finishes, good visibility, and easy tech that doesn't get in the way of daily tasks, powertrain, and driving character. Audi's likely direction for a Concept C-type model is city-centric performance. Electric motors tuned for instant torque and responsiveness at low speeds, with software optimizing range for stop-start urban traffic and occasional highway boosts. Don't expect supercar numbers. Expect confident launches, relaxed highway cruising, and efficient regeneration tech that helps in traffic. The real win is packaging. A compact footprint with usable interior and civically friendly range, rather than an emphasis on high top speeds. Tech and innovation. This is where the Concept C shines on paper. Seamless connectivity, a refined voice and gesture UI, and driver assist features targeted at urban life. Automatic parking, improved low-speed collision mitigation, and smart navigation that prioritizes charging or low-emission zones. Audi could also use the Concept C to showcase in-car services, over-the-air updates, subscription features, and UX continuity across phones and home devices. All stuff US and UK buyers will appreciate if it's done without intrusive subscription traps. Sustainability and materials. Audi has been pushing sustainable materials. Expect recycled or low-impact interior surfaces, responsibly sourced trim elements, and a manufacturing approach that lowers carbon footprint. For buyers in markets where sustainability influences purchase decisions, the Concept C's visible material choices and lifecycle messaging could be a strong selling point if carried into production. Final verdict. Size-wise, the Concept C looks perfect for urban and suburban buyers. Easy to park in London or tight city garages, yet roomy enough for weekend runs in US suburbs. Expect practical cargo solutions, mixed mode range for city highway combos, and a price positioning that aims at premium but attainable segments. For fleet buyers or affluent urban households, this could become a practical daily driver that still feels special. If Audi turns this into a production model, it slots into the premium compact EV segment against cars like the BMW iX1/iX2 entries, Mercedes compact EQ models, and premium variants of mainstream compact EVs. Its advantage would be Audi's brand cachet combined with a design that reads younger and more urban than some rivals. A plus in both the UK and US, where compact premium EVs are starting to matter more. The Audi Concept C is a smart move. It shows a believable, attractive, compact EV future for Audi
that fits both US and UK urban buyers.
If Audi preserves the key design elements, keeps the cabin usable, not too gimmicky, and prices it competitively, this model could be a strong seller and a great topic for review videos. Stylish, practical, and genuinely relevant to today's EV market. Which detail should I deep dive next? Full interior walkthrough, potential pricing and trim predictions, or a head-to-head versus the Mercedes compact EVs? Drop your pick in the comments, and I'll make the follow-up.